I'm sane, I'm rational. If ever I feel even the slightest tremble rising up my spine, I'll just take a few deep breaths till I regain my composure. The reality was a little bit different. I think really, for the most part, outwardly, I put up a pretty good front. I mastered what I came to think of as my calm exterior, which looked something like... I think a lot of people were really impressed with the way I was handling myself. Inwardly, though, it was a most peculiar feeling. There was a strange sense of unreality every day when I woke up. Simple, everyday occurrences took on profound significance. You know, I'd walk on the bus and somebody would nod, or they'd turn the page of their newspaper and I'd think, my God, my gosh. It was a little bit frightening. Our dreams began to feel more real because reality began to feel so dreamlike. Kathy had dreams. She had dreams about the wedding party and about her parents and my parents all gorging themselves on burgers and fries at some greasy spoon restaurant right when the ceremony was supposed to start. She had one dream where she almost accidentally married Bob because she couldn't figure out the right order for the guys to come down the aisle during the procession. And I spent many a fitful night wrestling with images of wedding guests playing unusual games with red balloons. One day, about a week before the wedding, I was getting ready to move in with Kathy, preparing for it. And I called a trucking company to come and make a dump run for me. It all seemed very, very innocent. Father and son trucking. You know, I expected Fred McMurray and his son Robbie to come walking in and help me move. But instead I get these three guys who are like the demented family from the movie Deliverance. And they're coming in and they're squeezing around my apartment and they're drooling and slobbering and they're saying the most disgusting things as they carried off my 3-year collection of Playboy magazines. And I stood on the steps and I watched these guys go and I thought, just for a second, I thought, I wonder if this happens to all men. The week before the wedding, the demons come and remove all of your impure things. Finally, one day Kathy brought home her new business card from the office, and there it was, in black and white, Catherine A. Pape. And I put on my calm exterior, and oh, this is great, this is wonderful. Piece of cake. And in the meantime, I'm kind of like that until everything starts spinning around and I'm hyperventilating, and that was it. I snapped. The psychotic paranoia set in. The first thing was the bachelor party. I walk into this room and these people are all my friends and I start having visions and I see myself suspended from the ceiling by weird pulley contraptions while these guys are singing and doing God knows what. The night before I was going to leave for Michigan, I was watching TV to calm myself down a little bit, and the news has nothing on it but airport stories, right? There's a plane that just narrowly misses disaster by landing on 3 flat tires. There's an airport shuttle bus that's in a 4-car collision on the expressway, and a cement truck overturns and dumps its load on 101 right where the exit is for the airport. And in the meantime, Bob and Francis, my best man and my groomsmen, are sitting on either side of me, and these guys are torturing me. And I'm sure it's very funny. They're making jokes, and I'm going, ha, 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 like that. It's all very funny, but these guys are torturing me, and they're telling me stories of taking me to Toledo, Ohio on the night before the wedding, dropping me off and seeing if I can get back on time by myself. So I get to Michigan, my first day in Michigan, and the first thing we do is we go to pick up the marriage license. And they give you this kit when you pick up your marriage license, a little newlywed kit. And it's all neatly wrapped in a plastic bag, and I held this bag and I thought, at last, there's some answers in here. Some understanding of what I'm going through. And I ripped open the plastic bag, and inside there's this tiny little box of Tide detergent, and a really tiny little bottle of ice blue aqua velvet. And I'm holding that aqua velvet in my paw like this, and I'm thinking, somebody forgot to tell me something. rehearsal dinner was really very nice. There was a lot of happiness, a lot of smiles, and toasts were made, and it was a pleasure, except outside, the sky is turning black, and there's thunder, and there's lightning, and the rain is coming down in sheets and hurling huge boulders every which way, and tornadoes are touching down on every side of this place where we're having the rehearsal dinner, and I noticed that the talk of Toledo was growing just a little bit more intense. So we go back to the hotel, this Hilton Hotel where all the out-of-town guests were staying, and there's no power. The storm blew all the power in the hotel, and we're sitting there by candlelight, and Kathy's 3 brothers are there, and these are really nice guys, and they're smiling at me, and I'm looking at those smiles, and I'm thinking, they're gonna initiate me. Some kind of initiation. There's an Anthony family tattoo, and these 3 guys all have this tattoo blazing across their chests in scarlet letters, and they're gonna give it to me tonight, and it's gonna say, Toledo. So I go back up to the room, and it's my last night, and I get into bed, and this is a little fold-away bed with a black strap across it. And somehow I end up underneath that black strap, and I'm writhing, and I'm twitching, and I'm moving around, and Francis and Bob are in their underwear, jumping up and down in the bed, chanting all kinds of horrible things. It's the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my life, and I'm lying under the strap, and I'm strapped into the bachelor bed, and the strap is cutting across my manly buns, and I'm thinking, all I ever wanted was to tango. All I ever wanted was to tango. That went on until dun dun da da dun dun da da. One of the things that people told us didn't really hold true for me. I remember everything about the wedding. I remember every single detail. I remember the minister walking up to Bob and taking him by the elbow and saying, "Are you ready, son? Let's go." And Bob went, "Whoa, not me. The room's up there." I remember Kathy walking down the aisle, and she looked absolutely beautiful. And the minister was enthusiastic. Our kiss was tasteful, full of truth. There was a really, really amazing, wonderful feeling in